knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Hey guys,
Welcome everybody.
how you doing? Week what?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say week 1 is in the books.
Crazy.
That's it, just like that.
Yeah, it's going fast, and we saw some great matches this weekend.
Man.
We have a ton of stuff to talk about tonight, and we're really excited about that.
Yeah, we do. We have a ton to talk about on the show tonight. We are going to talk about what happened this past week. We're going to talk about what's coming up in this week to come. And we're also going to talk about the top 25.
I say we have this little thing called the top 25 that we're definitely going to talk about.
Just a little thing.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little baby. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate that, and we're so excited you guys are with us tonight. You want to talk about the order? What's going on?
Yeah. So I guess we're going to start by explaining the voting system a little bit. We had over
155 voters this
votes,
week,
which is really incredible. We've had 120, 130 in the past, but 150 is the most that we've had. So we're really thankful for you guys for voting. So how the voting system works is that if you were voted to be the number 1 team, that got you 25 points. If you're the number 2 team, it gets you 24, all the way down the list. Whoever achieves the most points is the number 1 team, second place, and so on.
Yeah.
So pretty simple, but
yeah, that's just kind of basically how it works. And big thanks again to Pat Flynn, who has really helped us out once again. Pat has put together an awesome Google spreadsheet that handles all that for us and calculates all that.
We've been doing this show now for 4 years. The first year,
I think the first 2 years, right?
yeah, it was brutal, right? We would get this email that just said 1 equals blah, 2 equals blah. We had to take all that information and transfer it into a separate spreadsheet
By hand,
and it was just easily the
and
most
type in
time,
like 25.
Yeah, it was
type
easily
in
the most
24.
time-consuming process of the whole thing. And Pat set us up with this really awesome Google spreadsheet, so we're very thankful for that.
Yep. Also, we're happy to announce, as we've been announcing, we're exclusively sponsored by VexPro, and couldn't be happier about that. And we're just so thankful for the support that they give us and all the opportunities they've been giving us and will be giving us in the future.
Yeah, at the break, we take breaks between the top 15 and the top 5. At the top 5 break, or our break before we announce the top 5, we'll be giving away a VexPro prize pack to one of the voters this week. So we're really excited about that. And VexPro's just been able to help us with a ton of stuff that we've kind of been wanting to do for a while. This nice new webcast channel that we have here is a big part of that.
Absolutely.
So they've been very, very helpful, and we can't thank them enough for that.
Go ahead.
That happens so often.
It does. So ways to get in contact with us during the show.
yeah.
If you want to talk about anything and absolutely anything robotics related, shoot us a tweet at FRCTop25 or an email. Mike and Justin, itm@gmail.com. Email is probably the best way to get a hold of us, but you can absolutely use Twitter as well. And please like us on Facebook as well.
So we're going to talk about week 1, what happened. We're going to preview week 2 at the breaks between the top 25. We're going to talk about the top 25, of course, as well. So that's kind of our kind of the schedule for tonight.
Yeah.
We'll kind of get right into it here.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so starting with a recap from before we go any further, we mentioned that we had 155 voters this week, and I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but between 5 and 7 new teams on the list this week that have never ever been on the FRC Top 25 before, and we don't know the exact number just because we don't have our records from like the first 2 years. So that's really exciting. It was really awesome. All right, so the new Central Illinois Regional, 40 teams descended into the Adventist Dome. It started off as a very cold event, literally. Ended up very heated. The finals matches were some of the hardest matches defense-wise we've ever seen. After going 11-1 in qualifications, 525, the Sword Dogs seeded first overall and selected 1986 Team Titanium to join them. They later added 4296, Trident Robotics, and cruised right into the finals. There they met the number 6 seeded captain by 171, who alongside 2039, the Rockford Robotics, and 4143 Mars Wars, laying down some very heavy defense on the number 1 seed and doing some scoring themselves. They're able to push into the finals to 3 matches. But with a final score of 111-92, the number 1 alliance captured the victory. And also, congratulations to 1986 on the Chairman's Award.
Yeah, so a great start of the season for Titanium and 525 both. They were the class of the field there. Yeah, like we said, the finals matches were very intense, heavy defense, which was a theme throughout the weekend. But yeah, and of course, congratulations again to 1986 on a much-deserved Chairman's Award. So now move on to the Palmetto Regional. 67 teams battled it out all weekend long in South Carolina. Finalists last year, Rohawkticks, 38-24, rose to the top in qualifications, going undefeated, earning themselves the number 1 seed. They selected the Robo Lions, 1261, and added rookie inspiration winner, 49-35, T-Rex. The number 1 alliance met with the number 6 alliance again. 2 number 6s going to the finals, this time led by 3490 Viper Drive, who with some great scouting selected Mars 2614, who was seeded 29th overall, and 2974 Walton Robotics, who was seeded 50th overall. They gave it all they had in the finals, but the number 1 alliance proved to be just too strong, winning in 2 straight matches. The only loss that the number 1 alliance had was because of a foul in semifinal match 2, just to show you how powerful that number 1 alliance truly was. So congratulations to the winning alliance, and also to Mike Bryan, our friends from Robots Garage, 4451, on his well-deserved Woody Flowers Award, and also congratulations to 1311 Kel Robotics on their 6th, count 'em, 6th Regional Chairman's Award. So lots of good stuff happening in Palmetto.
Down to Alamo. Our first look at the quality robots in Texas didn't disappoint. Dominating the field all weekend, as most people know, was 624 and 118, both going undefeated. And wouldn't you know it, both ended up paired up together in the eliminations. Added 3008, the Falcons, and cruised to the finals. There they faced a strong number 2 seed, Team 2468. Added a perennial powerhouse in 148 and 2789 Tech Explosion. The finals matches were hard fought defensively, and neither alliance was able to score more than 100 points. Ultimately, just 10 points in finals match 2 tilted the scales toward the number 1 seed. 624 wasn't quite done winning banners. They also added their first Chairman's Award to finish off a perfect weekend. Congratulations to Kryptonite.
Yeah, I know Alamo had a ton of viewers. I think it was over 700 at one point when I was watching. So a lot of people watched the Alamo, and there were some really, really great teams. And you'll see one of them again this weekend. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Canada A, GTR West. A cozy event in Canada as 30 teams participated in the western variety of the Greater Toronto Regional. 1310 Ready-Made Robotics managed to hold off defending world champions 610 and 1241 in qualifications to seed number 1 overall. No easy task. Having to choose between the two must have been tough. After deciding on 610, however, they added rookie team 5076, the Storm Bots, and topped out at 207 on their way to the finals. In the finals, they met the number 3 alliance led by 2935 NACI Robotics and the Resurgent Blizzard 188, and as well as the Aerobots 3705. After trading blows in match 1 and match 2, third match ultimately went to the number 1 seed, which saw 1310 capture their first regional win after being finalists 5 times. That must have felt really good.
Wow.
Congratulations as well to 1241 Theory 6 on their 3rd Chairman's Award.
All right. Over to the Inland Empire Regional. Pauline from 696, the Circuit Breakers, brings us the What's Up in Cali this week in the coverage of the Inland Empire Regional. One of the smaller, the event is one of the smallest in California, and a majority of the teams are rookies. But 1678, the Citrus Circuits went undefeated in qualifications and were number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, 399 Eagle Robotics, joined them, and they added 4161, the T-Birds, and they dominated the elimination rounds. Making that possible was 1678, who featured a unique catching mechanism with 2 flaps. They secured the ball perfectly each and every time. In the finals, they faced 2-time world champions 294 Beach Cities Robotics, 599 Robodocs, and 4139 Easy as Pie. That's an awesome name.
Yeah. Their mascot's just a big pie. It's awesome.
The Finesse Alliance played tough, but 2 perfect cycles by the number 1 seed in the finals match 2 was too much to overcome. This event was smoothly run, and although refs were still learning, the teams really knew how to play this game. Thanks a lot, Pauline. We hope you'll continue being our eyes on the West Coast. And we'd also like to add a big congratulations to 399 Eagle Robotics on their 3rd Regional Chairman's Award.
Yeah, so I was watching Inland Empire because it was a Sunday event, so it was really the only one on. So it was pretty cool to watch. But 1678 Citrus Circus, their people were sitting like right in front of the webcam. Mm-hmm. And in the finals match too, the first time they did the toss and catch, right? Everyone went crazy. The very next, that was a perfect cycle, right? Three possessions, the toss, the catch, and the high goal. The very next cycle, right? I was thinking, no way they're going to do it again. And man, that ball went up, and Citrus Circus made just a perfect little adjustment. The ball kind of hit the back, rolled in perfectly. The second catch in a row, finished it off, and it was smooth sailing from there. It was really cool to see that.
That's pretty awesome.
So as much as people have been complaining about this game, when you see it played really well, it can be really exciting.
Yep.
Just pretty hard to play it well. All right, moving on. So now we're in a What's Up with Michigan, and Michael Coyle, Squeaky Pig on Chief Delphi, has provided us with some awesome information in Michigan. So, Center Line District event, 1023 Bedford Express put on a fantastic showing in the qualification matches, proving to be the best robot at the tournament. They picked 1718 Fighting Pie as expected to put together a seemingly unbeatable team. But then the unexpected happened. After a few difficulties in the first seed alliance part, the 8th seed took the upset. Not only that, but they went on to dominate the rest of the elimination rounds, eventually taking home gold and blue. Not to take any credit away from their deserving partners, 3667 Mechanum Knights and 4779 Robo Sapiens, but 453 Rock'em Sock'em Robotics were the real stars.
Hold on. Those 3 team names have got to be one of the 3 best I've ever heard, especially in succession. 367 Mechanum Knights, Robo Sapiens, and Rock'em Sock'em Robotics.
Good names.
I'm sorry.
Sure. You're okay. Were the real stars of the eliminations. They shut down every robot that was put in the field. Defensive-oriented strategy dominated center line. Will this be a trend in other tournaments? Remains to be seen. Or is the overall field just not strong enough to see an accurate representation of what will happen the rest of the season? Personally, I think it's going to be it's going to see a lot of defense.
Yep.
Throughout, I think it might tailor off a little bit in qualifications, maybe, but eliminations are just always going to be just defensive.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We'll see. I mean, I guess week 2 we'll show some too. Did you lag or did you pause on your screen?
Not paused. I'm not sure.
Nobody's complaining, so that's good. I I agree, and I think we'll see a lot with week 2. See what happens with that, and see if that continues. So thanks to Michael for that, and we have more from Michael.
Yeah, right here, Southfield,
and more even later.
Yeah, more even later. Tons of Michael Cole. Can't thank him enough. He's been great.
So the Southfield District event, 33, the Killer Bees get a last-minute slip past 3604. The Goon Squad, another awesome name, to secure the number 1 seeded position and pick 107, Team Robotics. As expected, the Bees took home their first blue banner of the season. They were defended hard in the quarterfinals and had a close bout in the semis, but the finals seemed like cake after the teams on their alliance put together some great synergy. Congratulations to 33, 107, and 50-53, the Lakers. We want to add that 33 didn't take long winning their second blue banner of the season, winning their district chairman's award.
And that says congrats.
Congrats.
Sorry, there's a typo in our PowerPoint here.
All
right. So we have another New England reporter who's supplied us with some great information on what happened this weekend in the New England district. You right?
I was going to say, I think we're hoping to put up on our website. We're hoping to put up these What's Up in Michigan, What's Up in Cali.
It's kind of a blog
What's Up
thing.
in New England. Yeah, so you can. We're just kind of reading right from what these people sent us, so we can just post those hopefully tonight.
Yeah, it might be kind of a long read, but it's really great information. Really,
Aerial Assist needs some assistance.
Yeah. All right, so New England switched to the district model with its first district event happening in Nashua, New Hampshire, week 1. The first of 9 district events that will be played in New England, and it set the bar high for the other 8. The district consisted of 39 teams, with teams coming from every state in New England. The venue could not have been better, as Nashua South High School provided 2 full-size gymnasiums for pits and the competition field. The host team, 151, the Tough Techs, did not participate in the event. Very interesting. Instead, they used their large machine shop and student members to help other teams manufacture parts on the spot. That's really incredible. After practice matches, the internet in the building stopped working, so they had to disable the live stream and had challenges with the FMS. So they had to suspend the live stream in order to stay connected with First HQ. So that's kind of why it was tough to maybe follow them throughout the weekend. So some standout teams were 138, Entropy. They wowed everyone from the start. They built a tough machine and went undefeated in the qualification matches 12-0. They featured an effective kicker and a decent intake, which won them the Industrial Design Award. They played smart based off the match scores to not commit many penalties, but they also had the benefit of at least 2 easy wins, opponents scoring less than 10 in each match. 177, Bobcat Robotics come to Nashville with their reveal video promising a lot. They started Friday with mechanical problems that haunted them for the whole day. On their last match, they finally looked at 100%. Their success continued on Saturday, and they ended qualifications with a record of 6-6, ranked 18th overall. They also won the Entrepreneurship Award. Team 131 Chaos impressed everyone with their reliable machine. It had a small but sleek design that allowed them to shoot from the fender into the 10-point goal using their catapult. They had some tough matchups and qualifications, but they still ended 8-4, ranked 2nd overall. Their fashion-efficient robot earned them the Judges Award. Some other notable teams include 15-19, 19-22, 40-34, and 26-48.
G to break?
Yeah, I want to take eliminations.
Yep. All right, eliminations. Alliance selection was interesting. The first seed, 138, picked 131. 131 declined their offer and wanted to form their own alliance as the number 2 seed. 138 then picked 177, a team that had made a notable improvement from their first match on Friday. 131 picked 15-19, adding a strong 2-ball auto to the alliance. Finals. The first and second seed alliance met in the finals. Both alliances had their strengths. 138 and 33-23 had extremely consistent auto modes, with 177 being a little shaky up until the finals. 15-19 had demonstrated their 2-ball auto throughout eliminations, but it failed them twice in the 3 final rounds, but it was not only a deciding factor for their loss. 131 was their main scorer, but heavy defense by the whole opposing alliance prevented them from putting up large numbers. 1786, the second alliance's third member, tried to play defense, but did little to shut down the long-range shot and strong drivetrain of 177. Fouls were called during finals, but did not sway the outcome of any of the matches, only increased the win margin. The alliance of 138, 177, and 33-23 sealed the win in the third round. Notable things. The first regional district win since 2006 for Team 177. First regional district win since at least 2009 for Team 138. And first regional or district win for Team 33-23. And Team 811 took home the Chairman's Award.
Wow. So if you weren't at that event, you just got a really awesome breakdown of everything that went on there. This is the kind of stuff that we need. We're only 2 people. We can't be everywhere. So really thank everyone who's kind of participating in these What's Up in things to help us out. We really appreciate that a lot. If you're interested in doing something like that for your area, particularly we're looking at kind of the Pacific Northwest area, even Florida, that'd be really great.
Canada?
Hey?
All right, we'll keep going with the Pacific Northwest, Auburn Mountain. Another area of the country has headed to districts for the first time. The Auburn Mountain District saw 33-93 Horns of Havoc play very well during quals, earning them the number 1 seed. They selected 25-57 Sodabots and added team 47-72, Optimistic Skies. They moved easily to the finals. Once there, they faced a tough challenge from the number 2 seed, led by 29-07 Lion Robotics, 20-46 Bare Metal, and 32-37 the Bionic Braves. After going back and forth in match 1 and 2, the number 2 alliance put it away with an impressive 157-95 victory. Excuse me. Congratulations again in 2046 Bare Metals. They picked up a district chairman's award. So no, it's only week 1, but already I've kind of noticed a lot of teams kind of doubling up already, right? A lot of winners becoming chairman's award winners, and we're not mentioning it as much, but also a lot of engineering inspiration awards have gone to teams that have been winning events. So it's really, really great. Yeah, really. I like it. I know it's just great when teams can excel both in community service and in robot building. It's really awesome. All right. So that recaps what happened around first this weekend. We're going to preview some of the week 2 or all of the week 2 events kind of in the breaks that we have coming up. But right now we're ready to kind of go into our top 25 here. Absolutely. Again, thank you to the 155 people that voted. It was just incredible. Actually, there was more than that, but we actually do look at the votes, and a lot of people either voted for the same team, the whole 25 votes, or voted for themselves or stuff like that. So. Yeah,
it's not an automatic thing. We review each ballot. We probably had to toss out maybe 10 or 15
at least
for various reasons. So, we try to keep it fun, but to try to put the same team in for all 25 and expecting that to influence the outcome is just not going to happen.
Not at all. So, the 25th ranked team for the first week in the 2014 Aerial Assist season goes out to Team 1023.
From Temperance, Michigan, Bedford High School, it's the Bedford Express. 10-4 overall with the quarterfinalists and Engineering Inspiration Award winners at the Center Line District event.
So after an impressive robot year in 2013, the Bedford Express started us off in 2014 with their run at the Center Line District event. They went 10-2 through quals, but lost a tough 2 quarterfinal matches. They also won the Engineering Inspiration Award. And they'll be at Escanaba. We got to learn how to say some of these things. Escanaba next weekend. So congratulations to Team 1023, the Bedford Express. We just talked about them.
I'm sorry, hang on 1 second.
You okay? Uh-oh, the band hammer's coming out.
No, it's not.
Just kidding. So next week, we don't have the... What are they asking for?
MAR recaps.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we don't usually in the years past we've had the little things at the bottom that say what team we're at. We switched to a new live stream system, kind of. So hopefully we'll have them next week. If you're missing those. Okay, so that's team number 1023 is in the 25th spot for this week. Up next we have a new team that we've never seen before. Team 3393.
3393 from boy.
Yep.
Puyallup, Washington. That's the same with their high school, too. Puyallup. Oh, boy. This is the worst one. Can somebody help me out with that? It's the Horns of Havoc. 16-3 overall with the finalists. Where were they? I'm sorry. Finalists where?
It didn't get put in. The Auburn Mountain View. All right, so they're, like I said, they're a new team that has never been on the top 25 before, so that's awesome. They finished 11-1 in the inaugural Auburn Mountain View District event, grabbing the number 1 seed in this new district model up there in the Pacific Northwest. Scored as high as 265 in one match. So awesome job, guys. Good luck to the Auburn District event at the end of March. So there's Auburn Mountain View, and then there's Auburn District. So they both have like kind of the same name.
Yeah. So I guess it's Pew, y'all up.
Pew all up. Pew all up.
Pew y'all up.
No,
yeah.
Pew all up. That's what this said. All up.
Pew
L
all
up. That guy said L up. Pew L up.
Spoken. Yeah. Thanks,
okay.
Libby.
All right. Pew all up.
Pew all up.
Pew all up or Pew L up?
It looks like Navid's from that area. He says it's Pew y'all up. So that's what I'm going
Pew
with.
y'all up.
Pew y'all up.
This guy says Pew L up.
Yeah. I'm going with Navid.
All right. Thanks, Navid.
All right.
Okay, so far we have Team 1023 and 3393. In the 23rd spot, we have team number 341.
From Ambler, Pennsylvania, Wissahickon High School, it's Miss Daisy. 14-4 overall, the winners, the Hatboro Horsham District event.
So Miss Daisy has built another great robot. Seems like the third year in a row, plus all the years before that.
a perennial powerhouse.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying.
They find themselves to 23rd this week. They took home their first win at H&H this weekend, finishing 9th with an 8-4 record through qualifications. They were selected by 2590, who they won H&H with last year. So it was fun to see them do it again. It looks like, according to Blue Lions, it looks like 341 will not compete outside the district model this year, or outside of MAR.
341?
Yeah.
That'd be a Finger Lakes.
You're right. I knew that. But it's not on the...
It's not on this. It's not on Blue Lions anymore? Are they gonna be there? Oh, there it is. It's just down a little further.
I didn't see it. You're right. So they will. They will be...
I don't know if I'm happy about that or scared.
I know. So it was really cool. They won 2 years in a row. They won Hatboro Horsham with 2590 Nemesis.
Yeah, that's both good and bad. They also with 272 Lansdale. They were at Finger Lakes in 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah, and seeing 25 in the final. So all the kind of main players in MAR so far really showed a lot of success early on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, 161.
All right. So up next, the 22nd ranked team is Team 1806.
1806 from Smithville, Missouri. Smithville High School at SWAT. 10 wins, 4 losses, and a tie, and quarterfinalists at the Central Illinois Regional.
So one of the biggest anticipated videos from Premiere Night, one of the ones that got some of the most attention. SWAT took the Central Illinois Regional, finishing 4th with a 9-2-1 record. They have a great consistent auto mode with the trusty trust shot to their human player.
Trusty Trust.
No, it's really cool. Let's checking out some videos from them, and it's like perfect. Like the person didn't even have to move; they're just standing there. They just know exactly on the field where they need to be. They just drive up, they turn a little bit, and the human player just grabs it like this. They don't have to move this way or this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty awesome. So a regional to check out because they'll be at the Greater Kansas City Regional coming up, and they're not going to be the only team there that's you're going to have to look out for. So they'll be there, and some other teams that we'll see in the top 25 later.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. This is kind of not the first example of this, but SWAT finished last year on the FRCTop25 at the culmination of the championship event, and they found themselves right back on week 1. So that's really awesome.
It's really cool to see. Yeah, what just the exposure teams get through the top 25. It's pretty awesome. All right, so up next, the 21st ranked team, a team that we just talked about. Team 177.
From South Windsor, Connecticut, South Windsor High School, it's Bobcat Robotics. 12 wins, 8 losses, and the winners of the Granite State District event.
So, we just talked about last week how 177 is one of the most successful teams in first. And here they are again on the top 25. They went 6-6 and were ranked 18th at the Granite State District event. But obviously show their stuff because they're selected by a 138, who is the number 1 seed. So number 1 seed went all the way down and picked the 18th ranked team. It's pretty awesome.
And when teams do that, what do we always say? Great scouting.
Yep.
Great scouting. That's what it takes.
And then looking at videos from that, there's no doubt why they picked 177. And we just got the report from our source up in for the Granite State stuff. Yeah, New England.
Yep.
That they had some issues, and then they went 100%. So maybe that's why they were all the way down at 18th. So their Lions put on a clinic at times in the elims with 177 helping out with their deadly accurate shot, even over defense. There was one match I watched where they're getting defense from the front, and they kind of have a tall shooter, so they just shoot right over it while on the move. It's really awesome. It's pretty cool. The Hartford District is up next for Bobcat Robotics, so that's where you can catch them out next. Okay, so Bobcat was our 21st ranked team. Our 20th ranked team is team number 131.
From Manchester, New Hampshire, Central High School, it's Team Chaos. 13-6 overall with the finalists of the Granite State District event.
So it's nice to see Chaos back on the top 25. We saw them a little bit last year. They went 8-4 in their first Granite State District event, ranked second. They picked the 9th ranked team of 15-19 and put up some pretty impressive numbers in the elims, but fell short in 3 matches in the finals. They have a very nice ground pickup that was successful all weekend. Again, watching some videos from them. Man, when they get a ball, they get it, and it's in their possession, and they got it. It's awesome. So we'll see them next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend at the WPI district event at the Worcester Polytechnic. So that is Team 131 Chaos. Congratulations. All right. You good?
I'm so good.
Oh, so good. So the 19th ranked team goes out to Team 190.
Is that the same Worcester, Massachusetts?
Worcester,
Massachusetts. Massachusetts Academy of Math and Science. It's Gampe and the Herd. 8-6 overall at the semifinalists at the Alamo Regional.
So a team well known in the first community, Gampe is back on the FRCTop25 after competing at the Alamo Regional. So switching to district events this year up in New England, Gampe moved out of that to compete at a regional. So decided to go all the way down to Texas, which is awesome. Get out of this cold weather, man, and just.
My only regret is they didn't take us with them.
I know. So they finished 18th with a record of 6-4. They were selected by the 4th seed, Ironclad. They won quarterfinals in 2 matches, but unfortunately lost in 2 matches in the semifinals. They still have 2 district events ahead of them and hopefully the district championships. So that's Gampe and the Herd. I remember them from 2007 when I was a driver as a senior. And it was just really funny. We kind of had a joke because we ended up tying them in a match or something, which then let them seed higher or get picked. So it was just kind of a joke that they owe us. Because we got a penalty. I think we would have won that match, except 340 got a penalty or something, which ended up tying it at 0-0. I don't know. Long story. But so that's Gampe in the herd.
So I just want to make a point about that. The fact that Gampe was 8-6. All right, not a bad record, but not undefeated. And there were semifinalists, so it didn't even make the finals.
Right.
But the fact that they're on the list tells me that that's a good example of people voting based on robot quality, right? They watch the matches they saw, and I watch it too. Gampe has a great robot. I think they deserve to be in the top 25. People weren't just looking at rankings and numbers and saying, oh, if they're 8-6 semifinalists, they must not be very good. So that I'm really happy and glad to see that we're really showing off teams that are just have great robots, not necessarily only looking at their rankings.
Yeah, I mean, look at another example is look at 177. You know what I mean? And all right. We just got a tweet from Ellen Green. This is a shout out to her on Twitter. She tweeted at us earlier today. She said, listening to FRC Top 25 and trying to do physics. Let's see how this goes. And then she says, we just upped the game. Now watching FRC Top 25, eating chips and salsa and pretending to do physics. All right.
FRC Top 25, lowering students' grades since 2011.
All right. Thanks for watching, Ellen, and the rest of the bees, if they're watching as well.
The killer trees.
All right, so we left off with 19th ranked team. That was 190. Our 18th ranked team is 38-24.
From Knoxville, Tennessee, Hardin Valley Academy, it's HVA Rohawkticks. 15-1 overall, winners of the Palmetto Regional.
So another team that's their first time on the FRC Top 25.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, their only loss of the weekend was in the semifinals at Palmetto. They went 15-1 overall, scoring an average of 128 in quals and 162 in elims.
That's crazy.
Strong hot goal targeting, easy human player loading, and fast, sharp-looking robot. Great job to this team from Knoxville, and we'll see them next at the Smoky Mountain Regional. We also got an email from Jacob Pykoff. Sorry if I didn't say that right. The coolest thing about the robot is that it's almost entirely 3D printed. The drivetrain is one solid piece that was printed. They had video of its construction in their pit. It's pretty cool. There was a team that was it the same team? There was a team that posted 3D printing, I think, their drivetrain. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So our team 340, we got a 3D printer, and we thought we used it quite a bit this year, and we did. I mean, we used it mostly for cable management and stuff like that. And we thought we were kind of pushing the limit, but to go an entire drivetrain with 3D printing, that's awesome.
That's
good
so
for
cool.
you guys.
So that's 38-24. There were Hawkticks. Great job, guys, and congratulations on your win. I believe it was their win. Yep. At Palmetto. And we'll see them again at Smoky Mountain. So congratulations, guys. All right. Our 17th ranked team is Team 188.
The Force from the North, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Toronto District School Board, and Woburn Collegiate Institute. It's the Blizzard. 19-10 overall with the finalists of the GTR West Regional.
So the Blizzard, unfortunately, had their 1 year hiatus because of all that stuff that was going on up there with the school board. But Blizzard picked right up where they left off, being finalists at GTR West. They were selected by the 4th seed. Another example, 188 was 20th with a record of 4-6, and were selected by the 4th seed. This just goes to show you what scouting does and what happens when you pick an experienced team that knows how to play and knows how to be in eliminations and knows how to win. As that whole alliance ended up being finalists. Congratulations, guys. That's awesome. Their quarterfinal matches, they scored 204 and 224. Heartbreaking loss in the finals as they were able to win the first match but lost the next two. As we always say, we just love watching matches in Canada, and every single match is a nail biter and just a fight and a dog fight till the end. We'll see him next at the North Bay Regional.
So Mike touched on a great point there. In 188, a veteran team, first team in Canada, been around for a long time. The one of the common threads that we talk about on the show all the time is part of the reason why we do this is to help everyone learn, right? We all want to get better. We all want to win. A way to win, a way to get better, is to look at what the teams are doing that make the top 25 and figure out why they're there, why they're successful. And this is just a great example of a team that's experienced, and you touched on it so perfectly. picking the team that's best on paper might not be the always the best choice, right? If you pick a team that looks really good on paper but has never made the elimination rounds, is that team going to fold and collapse when the pressure's up in the finals matches? Right? Or do you pick a team that maybe is a little bit worse, but you know what you're going to get, right? They're prepared for eliminations. They're not going to have their batteries a mess. They're going to be ready to move the pits, move their pit or their important stuff from the pit near the field, like what happens at GTR, everything like that. So good teams like that, that's what makes them so good, is they leave nothing to chance. They think their decisions through so well, and that's why a team that, I mean, not to knock them down at all, but that's why a team that's 9-10 was able to become finalists. Right?
Yeah,
they do the little things so well.
Their overall record was 9-10. It's pretty awesome. All right, so we'll do a quick highlight real quick to catch those up that are in the chat that are wondering. Starting with 25th ranked team, we're at 1023, then 3393. Then 341, then 1806, then 177, then 131, 190, 3824, and 188. All right. So we got a couple more. Then we're gonna one more. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yep.
So that's the 16th ranked team, Team 107.
Team 107 from Holland, Michigan. What does it say? Twist Think? And Holland Christian High School, Team Robotics. That's an acronym. I'm not sure what it means. They were 15-3 overall, the winners of the Southfield District event. I'm going to look up what Team Robotics
stands for
as you talk about the team.
Yes. And so this is yet again another team that is their first time in the FRCTop25. I love it. It's awesome. So they were 9-3 and was selected by Team 33. So what an absolute honor. Shows you just how good this team is. That Team 33, who we all know did really, really well this weekend, wanted to play with Team 107, Team Robotics. So that is, Team 107 must be so proud, and you should be proud of yourself. You guys had a great robot, not just because 33 picked you, but because you have a good robot. So we just know how stacked Michigan district events can be and who shows up. So wild ride in the elims, with winning scores varying from 65 points all the way up to 230 points. So pretty big swing there, but hey, a win is a win is a win. So they have an impressive auto mode with even more impressive truss shot, made the perfect contribution to a brutal alliance. The Escanaba district event next week is going to be graced with their presence. So good job to Team 107. Congratulations on being in the top 25.
The website didn't work, so I don't know what robotics stands for. I tried my best.
You tried. Cool. So that brings us to our break. On our break, we're going to take any questions that have come in, which we can get to. And we're also going to do, on this break, we're going to do a quick preview of the events to come this week.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you want to do...
I will do these at the 5 break. Oh, no, we should do these
now.
now.
Go ahead, do those
We'll
now.
do that if you read the first one slowly so I can finish this.
Sure. All right, so we can just do it at the end of the previews.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read them. All right, so quick week 2 previews, of things coming up. So the UNH district, fresh off their finals finish just last week, 131 Chaos will look to earn gold this time around. Several other teams like 126 Gale Force and 176 Aces High will also be looking for gold there at the UNH district event. We also have the Arkansas Regional. 2000 Hall of Fame inductees, the Bomb Squad, will put Nighthawk on the field this week. 45 will also be making the trip from Indiana. That's pretty awesome. We'll see if two of the oldest teams in first can wreak some havoc in Arkansas. So we'll get to see Nighthawk on the field. That's awesome.
Yeah,
pretty,
Bomb Squad. That's going to get a lot of. That's going to get a lot of views this weekend for sure. So I'll do the next 2 if you want.
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure. You know. So speaking of the Hall of Fame, newly inducted 1538 will begin their 10th FRC season at the San Diego Regional. Also joining them are teams 330, the Beach Bots, and 987, the High Rollers, who are making the trip all the way from Las Vegas to defend their 2013 San Diego Regional banner. With these 3 teams and a ton of other West Coast talent, San Diego is going to be getting a lot of webcast views this weekend.
So what are you doing this weekend?
Going to San Diego, eh?
Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty fun to go to. All right, what do you got next?
Next is the Crossroads Regional. The Crossroads Regional, the depth of teams is impressive. 45 teams will take the field And back to defend their 2013 title is Cyber Blue and 868 the Tech Hounds. Joining them are teams 71 the Beta Beast, 48 Delphi Elite, and 2252 the Mavericks, among a ton of other great teams. With the depth of this event, the elimination matches will be close and very entertaining to watch.
All right. Up next, we have Lake Superior. 2/3 of the 2013 LSR Champion Alliance returned with 2052 Nightcrawler and 4011 Fire Robotics. 55 other teams, however, have their eyes on gold. Team 706, the Cyberhawks, and Team 2169, King Tech, are a few teams to watch throughout the weekend. We also have Northern Lights. The other half of Minnesota will play at Northern Lights with a few interesting additions. 27 Rush and 359 the Hawaiian Kids will make things interesting for sure. Sometimes local teams feel a bit of local pride. Want you to keep their banners in Minnesota. If 27 and 359 end up together, could be lights out. Where's 359 going after that? Do you know? Let's look at
Like a thousand places.
Because usually, don't they stay? When they come, they stay, don't they?
They try. I don't know if they are this year. You can look that up really quick.
All right, so they compete the following week in Dallas, and then skip a week, and then the other week in Hawaii.
I think all teams have great experience in first, but the Hawaiian Kids must just have so much fun. They come over here, they can stay here for a while, go to compete twice. The team bonding that must happen while they're traveling for a full week is just awesome. The support that they have from the entire state of Hawaii is just incredible. It's really, really cool.
For sure.
I look up to their team a lot.
Okay. Let's keep going. We got GTR East, which unfortunately things fell through and we can't go this weekend.
Yeah, we're super bummed about that.
But we'll be watching and we'll be up for Waterloo. So GTR East brings up Symbotics to field this weekend. 11/14 2008 robot Symbot SS inspired tons of robots this year, and rightfully so. We got to see a little sneak preview of their
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name? I totally forgot already.
Evolution,
you got it. The world will be watching to see if they can find the same success this year. GTR East also brings 3 teams from Michigan. Lots and lots of RoboDogs.
Yeah, lots of RoboDogs. Mike and I were talking before the show. I've seen 2 teams in the same high school, but 3 teams from the same school?
Yep.
That's kind of crazy. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see how that goes. Also, 1241 and 1503 will be there as well. Lots of great storylines to follow this weekend at GTR East. And definitely check that out. Broadcasts from Canada are always fun. DJ's awesome. Commentary is great. The game announcing is great. The emceeing is just spectacular. Everything about it. And any Canadian event is fun. 1114 released a picture on their Facebook page.
It was really
It's an awesome picture.
It's a cool picture, and it really is just kind of crazy to me how the new robots. I don't know what it is about the size or what. Maybe it's just the fact that their robot evolution hasn't seen the field yet. But the new robots just make the old ones just look so old, don't they? Like I don't know why this looks like an old robot. I mean, I understand it is. It's like 5 years old at this point, but still, we see some older robots now. Even watching old matches, like. Wow, First has really come a long way as far as robot quality goes.
Let's see if this
old
works.
Robots really look old. Uh-oh. Trying something for the first time. Live on the air.
There it is. Well, not too bad. It worked out
How
pretty
about
good.
that?
So there's a picture they released for those that didn't see it. So look at that little jobber.
Little jobber.
I know, you're right. It just looks so, they just look so tiny compared
Yeah.
Like we look at our 2012 robot or whatever and, say the same thing about that. So, man, they're just getting the Waterloo thing. pretty delayed. It's all right though. All right, so we're also going to take a look at Hub City. So more Texas robots compete this weekend. No break for 2468 as they will look to get a win after being finalists. Remember the Alamo? I do. 245, the Edenbots. The strong Michigan team will be competing there as well. Lots of new blood at Hub City. So if 245, 2468 can get together, everyone else might be playing for second. We have that experience.
You sure do.
Oregon City. Pacific Northwest districts continue this weekend with Oregon City. I wonder if they say Oregon. Oregon? Oregon. 2471, the Mean Machine, and 1540, the Flaming Chickens, will headline this event. With a small event like this, there will be a ton of matches played. This event might come down to who can keep the robot together, as this game is proving to be one of the toughest yet. So that's that. We also got the Groton District. Groton?
Groton?
Who knows? We really need phonetic contacts throughout the country.
We need phonetic, like a counselor, supervisor.
Yes.
We'll get you a title. We'll figure something out. There's no money, but
Groton.
I think the chat really just loves kind of this whole correcting us kind of thing. So maybe we'll just leave it. Let them have their fun.
Graton? I don't know. So this event will be fun one too. Watch as a lot of great Northeast teams will be taking the field. Any combination of 78, 125, 175, 195, 236, and 237, amongst others, will make for some great matches. It's a small event, so these teams will play often. A small event, so these teams will play often. Eliminations will be really fun to watch. And our last page of previews for this coming week. We got Glacier Peak. Pacific Northwest has built some beautiful names for their events, and Glacier Peak is no different. That's pretty, I like that, Glacier Peak. 488 Xbox will look to make its mark on the new district model, but this event looks pretty wide open. It's a great opportunity for a lot of teams to start the season off with a win. A lot of teams that make a name for themselves, too, right there. Central Valley, so 254, a team that just released a video, brings Barrage to the field this week as California runs 2 events this weekend. Joining them will be 973, 1323, and some other strong California teams, in an event where none of last year's winners are returning. So speaking of a 3-ball auto, I know we're kind of working on that, actually. We'll come.
What was the one just before that? I'm sorry. We
were talking about Central Valley.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
So speaking of 3-ball auto, what do you think about it?
I think there are some teams out there, most recently 254, who clearly put a premium on 3-ball auto, having that ability. So obviously, a lot of teams thought it was super important. And I think it's important to the fact that obviously seeding high in qualifications and controlling your own destiny is very, very important. However, and 33 kind of proved me wrong, I guess, but I just don't see it being that prevalent in elimination rounds. Hopefully you're picking teams that are good, are good enough to, if you're a number 1 seed through your 3-ball, you can pick a team that can handle their own pretty well. We talked about it last week. Putting all your eggs in one basket is kind of a risk. Let's, say 254 has some problem and they don't score any of their balls. And the other alliance who just had each alliance member take 1 ball, score them all of a sudden you're in a pretty deep deep hole to try to climb out of. So it's a risk, and we'll see how that plays out.
Oh, we got to see 33. Oh, where's my notes about that? I don't know. Oh, it must have been somewhere else. 33. Oh, BJC put it on. BJC put it on Chief Delphi, and I thought I wrote it down, but maybe not. Oh, we're gonna talk about it later. So their 3-ball auto. They tried it 6 times and successfully completed it 3 or 4. BJC put on 6, but then he wrote them out, and one of them was a replay, so I didn't know if it's 3 or 4 times. But
they certainly tried it a lot.
Yeah, they made 2, at least 2, if that one isn't right. So 2 or 3 out of the 6. So that's pretty good. And and the ones they didn't make all 3, they scored at least 2 of them. So
yeah. But that's a great example of their accuracy in the 3-ball wasn't that good, actually. Right? They seemed to miss more than they made as far as that 3rd ball. So that's in a situation where you would have been better off giving that 1 ball to your alliance partner and having them, pick a team that has a consistent at least 1 ball and take some of the pressure off that one team. But it's going to be that kind of stuff is the exciting thing to watch throughout the rest of the season to see how that plays out. That's going to be really interesting to see.
So apparently David Givens got a pretty good kick out of us trying to say Groton.
That's what we're here for. The laughs.
G-Town.
G-Town from now on, yes.
All right. Cool.
Oh, boy.
All right, so that takes care of that. We got some more stuff we're going to talk about later. So, again, as always, shoot us a tweet at FRCTop25 at Mike and or email us MikeandJustinITM@gmail.com. Cody, we'll hit these couple things that Cody said real quick. So 3 years of Mar Daisy Fact. They're 5 for 5 in districts and 3 for 3 at Hatboro Horsham.
Wow.
Interesting. Pretty cool.
And they're coming to Finger Lakes.
I lost the other one he said.
That'll be interesting.
I just lost it. Oh, well. Sorry, Cody.
All right.
So another one about Team Titanium. A trivia tidbit for you. This week's win at CIR was the 7th consecutive regional win for 1986 Team Titanium, dating back to the 2011 Colorado Regional.
Wow. I remember the first year they really blew everyone away was 2012. Now, I'm not saying they weren't a good team, obviously, in 2011. I just don't remember them being on the top 25 that year.
2011?
Yeah. But since then, they've been a force in 7 consecutive regional wins for Team Titanium. They're a world powerhouse. They've done a great job building that program.
They are.
Everyone looks forward to seeing their robot every single year.
We'll talk about them a little bit later.
Yeah,
too.
we sure will. All right, so you want to get back into it here?
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll cover Mar
Yeah, we'll cover Mar at the 5 break.
at the 5 break.
We'll also preview Michigan there, because we previewed the Mar events for.
So, you good?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I think so.
All right, so we are at the 15th ranked team. For those of you that are just joining us, welcome. We'll do a quick update. 1023, starting at 25. 1023, 3393, 341, 1806, 177, 131, 190, 3824, 188, 107, and that's where we are. So the 15th ranked team of Week 1 regionals goes out to 1261.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
From Suwanee, Georgia, Gwinnett County Public Schools and Peachtree Ridge High School, it's the Robo Lions. 13-3 overall, the winners of the Palmetto Regional.
Awesome. So another team making their first appearance in the top 25. So congrats to the Robo Lions for their performance at the Palmetto Regional. Went 7-2, ranked 4th, was selected by the number 1 seed of 38-24, team we already talked about. The one match they lost in the limbs, they lost with a score of 147. Not many pics or vids came out that I saw before the regional, so it was awesome to see their success. We'll see them in less than a month at the Peachtree Regional down in Georgia.
So before we go to the next team, I just want to say again that I apologize that we missed the Mar recaps. We're going to do that at our top 5 break. So we didn't forget about you. We'll take care of it then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So 1261, guys. Congratulations. 15th, first ever FRCTop25 appearance. Congratulations. Up next, our 14th ranked team is team number 399.
From Lancaster, California, Lancaster High School, it's Eagle Robotics. 17 wins, only 2 losses, winners of the Inland Empire Regional.
So what a weekend for Eagle Robotics. They went 11-2. They were selected by the undefeated first team of 1678. They scored no less than 134 in elimination matches, just absolutely crushing the alliances that they faced. They compete next weekend at the Utah Regional and then Vegas. Nice flipper launcher thing that can score in more places than just up close against the wall. They also got the trifecta this weekend, as we call it. They were winners, Woody Flowers Finals Award winners, and Chairman's Award winners. So quite the weekend.
What for really an awesome team. I know there's a lot of other teams in California that tend to get a lot of press. But 399 Eagle Robotics, they have a fantastic program, as evidenced by what Mike just said. Winners, Chairman's, Woody Flowers. They're a great team, and they certainly deserve all the success that they've had, especially early. So I just want to take a brief aside. And can you just scroll down right there?
Yeah, you got the acronym?
I just want to see. Okay, so Team 107, the robotics acronym that I missed, was reaching out and building others together in Christ's service. Team Robotics.
Pretty sweet.
That's an acronym. So thanks for that. I apologize I couldn't find that earlier.
Awesome, guys. Cool.
Okay, so moving on.
That was 14th, 399, Eagle Robotics. Up next, our 13th ranked team is Team 1722.
1722. I should have practiced with this one.
Wait, that's where they live? I should have practiced with this one?
No. Gravatia, Brazil.
Oh, boy.
The Brazilian Trailblazers, 7-5 overall, quarterfinals at Palmetto. the first Brazilian team ever to make the top 25.
First Brazilian team ever. We were trying to talk about this. We don't think an Israeli team has made the top 25 before.
No.
So that's the United States, Canada, and Brazil now.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a Mexico team either.
So we are now three countrywide.
Yeah. It's great.
1722. So congratulations, first Brazilian team ever to make the top 25. They finished 6-3 at the Palmetto Regional, caught the eye of 26.55, and scored over 125 in each of the three quarterfinal matches, but unfortunately lost. So congrats, and we are so happy and proud of you guys. Guess where we'll see them next? Orlando.
Ooh.
More and more we got to get down there. Did somebody spell it? Graviti?
I think it's Gravity. Gravity Brazil.
I said Graviti. That's what that
I don't
person
know.
said.
Whatever.
I was going to look up how to say congratulations in Spanish, but
Spanish? What about in Brazilian?
that's not a language.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it would be a nice touch, but okay, I can't even say that. Oh, Feliciat. Oh,
Felicidades?
Feliciades.
Sure.
Okay. We tried. All right, so that was 13th. Our 12th ranked team, a team we mentioned briefly already, is Team 2590.
From Robbinsville, New Jersey, Robbinsville High School, it's Nemesis. 16 wins, only 2 losses. Winners, the Hapro Horsham District event.
Nemesis, a team that has been on the top 25 multiple times before. They're no stranger. Nemesis took the field at H&H, taking the number 1 seed, ranked 10-2. They took 341, who we talked about, who was also no stranger to elimination matches, and 272, and won the regional in 6 matches. They had an average winning elimination score of 117 at H&H.
Okay, Portuguese, we got it. Sorry. So also,
Okay.
we're
so uneducated at times. Before we open our mouth,
we just got to stop doing it right on the air, man. Also, it's a district, right? We'll get
I'm
there.
sorry, won the
That's okay.
district, yes.
District and regionals. Remember the first year that they really started districts in Michigan? We never called it a district event. We've gotten a lot better as far as that goes. It's the little things, okay? It's the little victories at this point. Pronunciations have kind of leveled out. They haven't gotten much better. And obviously our knowledge of the official languages of the world is also lacking. It's good. If we were any better than we are now.
Okay, so many people say Portuguese.
Room for growth.
I'm
Yeah.
just shocked.
Why?
And then I looked up how to say congratulations in Spanish. It's just getting worse by the second.
It's okay. Happens to
Our
the best of us.
apologies very much to the Brazilian Trailblazers. Okay.
They're in the top 25. They're happy.
All right, so
Unfortunately.
2590 Nemesis. What were we going to say about that?
You mentioned it. Just really incredible robot. No stranger to the top 25. I think they're going to continue. Especially, I think district events, because of the amount of matches played, it tends to shift the balance as far as voting in their favor a little bit, just because voters see them so often. But they have a great machine, and I expect them to continue in the top 25 going forward here. 16-2, really incredible.
Yeah.
We saw them at Midnight Mayhem when we were down there in New Jersey for that. They were there, and they do build incredible robots. Absolutely.
All right, so that was our 12th ranked team. Our 11th ranked team is team number 1241.
From Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Trans-Canada and Rick Hansen Secondary School, it's Theory 6. Defending world champions started their next event 12-4, and we're semifinalists at GTR West.
Yes, our 2013 world champions who wowed 700 viewers on premiere night. Got a lot of people talking. Took the field at GTR West. Tons of things to say about 1241. They never scored less than 101 in eliminations. They ranked 3rd with a 10-2 record. They were Chairman's Award winners. They had 2 Volunteer of the Year awards, 2 Dean's List finalists, and they won the Creativity Award. So they're quite often.
They were up there quite a bit, and their team is gigantic.
Yes.
So it was probably a long award ceremony there.
So love the bevel gear driven winch system they got going on, and the front folding down harvester. Pretty unique design solutions on their robot. They're playing again this weekend in Oshawa at GTR East, and then at the Windsor Essex Great Lakes Regional. So that's 1241.
So I'm just trying to look up. I should have looked it up earlier. It's not on here. Do you remember who their twin was? I want to look it up. I don't know how because they built twins with another team.
Yeah, I'll find it.
I was wondering how they fared at the event, or if they paired up together.
Looking at the premiere night video, actually. It wasn't there. So, yeah, 1241. Really, these past couple of years have really been, really 1285.
1285.
So, are we seeing where they're competing?
Yeah. So they compete this week at GTR East. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Both of them? 1285 and 1241?
Yeah, they'll both be there
Cool.
at GTR East this weekend.
Very
so
cool.
that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Especially now that 1241 can kind of help them with all their, all the information. I'm sure they're working very close together, obviously.
And all that good stuff.
So it'll be interesting to see if those two. It's kind of it doesn't happen too often. It was kind of happening in Michigan with Martians and more Martians, but it just seems like a very Vex kind of thing, right? Two teams picking each other at the regional.
Yeah.
Even when we had our second team at our high school, we never played with them, and we played with them I think in one practice match. Never played with them in eliminations, but in Vex, like the teams from the same school like to pick each other a lot just because they have similar robots, good chemistry, all that stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if the 1241 can apply that to GTR East this weekend.
All right. So, up next we have Team 2468, who is ranked 10th.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Team Appreciate
From Austin, Texas, Ames Independent School District, and is Team Appreciate 13-3 overall with the finalists at the Alamo Regional.
So I thought Team 2468 made the top 25 last year. Do you remember at all? If this team made the top 25, I tried to look and I couldn't. I looked very quickly.
Think so.
And I don't think they did either. So I'm pretty sure this team is new as well. So congrats to them. Congrats. To Team Appreciate. They ranked third at the Alamo, only losing one match to the team they would end up picking in eliminations, Team 148. They came out pretty decorated as they won the Woody Flowers Finalist, and the Entrepreneurship Award. The robot has a nice, powerful shot into the high goal, which is good when under defense to get the ball out right away. We'll see them at Hub City again this weekend. I'm hoping that they can continue their success. So that's a team we met a little bit, I think, at championship last year. I don't know if we stopped in their pit or I forget what happened, but great team. So
yeah, they are a great team. There's, like I said, there's a lot of great Texas teams, and I mentioned this in my Chief Delphi post about this week's show, and also it applies not only to Team Appreciate but also at other teams, that we get a chance to talk and bring a spotlight to teams that might otherwise not have that spotlight at all. And I think that's probably one of the greatest things that this show does, is that it lets people hear and learn and talk about all these great teams instead of kind of the ones that you always hear about. Like Team 107 is kind of new to me, 38-24, 33-93.
Even 2468 until last year.
Yeah. So I think it's great to be able to kind of give some publicity to these teams. They certainly deserve it, and I'm just happy that we kind of provide a venue and a gateway for that.
So we are now in the top 10.
Bum, 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 bum.
This is it. Our ninth-ranked team is Team 1678.
From Davis, California, Davis Senior High School, it's the Citrus Circuits. 19-0, undefeated winners of the Inland Empire Regional.
All right, so I want you to listen closer to this.
I'm listening so closely.
The Citrus Circuits started 2014 off of the bang as they went undefeated at the Inland Empire Regional, where they also won the Creativity Award. An average elimination winning score of 202 points.
Wow.
That's just incredible. I think it's just really cool when teams just go out and dominate like that. I think it's pretty cool and pretty awesome, and just makes me happy for the team and the members of that team, and just the excitement and the joy and the just winning. And I think that's awesome thing to be a part of, and congratulations to the Citrus Circuits.
Just win, bro. But aside from that, I'm happy that you and me, we can respect domination, right? And I think domination has has a place. I think the world and sports and first would be very boring if there wasn't people who were just dominatingly good at what they do. People hate the Patriots. They hate Jimmy Johnson. They hate Tiger Woods because they're so dominating. But there are a lot of people that can also respect someone who's just at the top of their game. And the citrus circuits in eliminations a great example of just it's inspiring to see somebody do so well in dominating. If your team isn't that great, can it kind of hurt a little bit? Sure. Do you wish that you can be that dominating? Of course. That's what inspiration is. And you can either rise up to that, which is the right thing to do, or there's other things, there's other options, less desirable as well. But respect them for what they are, and that applies for not only 1678, but a lot of the other teams we're going to talk about that I've seen catch a lot of flack because they're so good. We should be celebrating that more than we're diminishing it.
So, average of 202 in the eliminations. They only scored less than 100 once in qualifications, and that was a score of 67-15.
It's tough with penalties, right? Because you never really know if penalties influence that.
Yeah, that's true.
But
you're right.
Take nothing away from 2-4 or 1678. They were dominating California, didn't lose a match, and really won that event going away.
But
it was awesome.
When you go undefeated and have scores over 100 each match, I'm sure a couple of those may have been some penalties, but that just shows you that you're consistent and good at what you do.
Yeah, and Tyler Robot in the chat is right from what I remember. 1678 was the first team to release a 3-ball auto as well. So they're a team that's obviously been working really hard throughout the entire build season, and they deserve to be where they're at. Congratulations to them on a great win.
Yep, awesome. Up next, that was our 9th. Up next, we have our 8th, which is Team 1310.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Toronto District School Board and Runnymede Collegiate Institute, it's Runnymede Robotics, 17-2. Proud to say winners of their first ever regional GTR West.
Awesome. So, I really like talking about this team. We got to talk about them a lot last year as well. Until last year, didn't know much about them. But after dominating the field at GTR West, they had the privilege of selecting any other robot in eliminations. And with the help of Team 610 and 5076, cruised through quarters and semis, but lost finals match 1 only by 12 points. Responded tremendously by scoring 192 in match 2 and finishing it off in match 3. We'll have to wait about a month to see them compete again. But we'll see them at the North Bay Regional, where they'll get to play with 610 again.
Interesting. Machu Picchu. Are these free? All right. So congratulations again to Gregor and the rest of 1310. After coming in second 5 times, it must have just felt great to finally break through. So congratulations to you guys again. To the number 7 team.
I'm sorry.
Mike's lost on Twitter. I get lost in the chat. He gets lost on Twitter.
People are trying to tell us how to spell Groton.
Yeah, just give it up, people. We're not going to get it right. It's a losing battle. We appreciate your help.
It really is. Our 7th-ranked team is Team 525.
From Cedar Falls, Iowa. Cedar Falls High School, it's the Swart Dogs. 17 wins, only 2 losses. Winners at Central Illinois. All
right, 525, these Swart Dogs competed... I'm sorry.
Central
Illinois. They made a huge impression, going 11-1, finished atop the field. The only loss they had in quals, pretty abnormal, as their Alliance only scored 30 points. But nonetheless, they scored over 116 in every other qualification match. With 1986 and 4296, they scored 230 and 236 in their quarterfinal matches, 175 and 180 in their semifinal matches, and 1 in 3 matches in the finals with scores of 86 and 111. We'll see them in about a month at the Queen City Regional. So that's the Swart Dogs, Team 525. Making it to number 7. Impressive.
Very impressive. Great team. I think we were... My memory usually serves me pretty well. I think we were in the same division with them at Championship in 2012. No, that would have been actually Robo-Stangs. That's why we can't do stuff like this live on the air.
I think it was the Robo-Stangs because
it was Robo-Stangs. Yeah, Robo-Stangs. Robo-Stangs, Swart Dogs. I don't know how I got them confused. 548 and 525. Close enough. Congratulations to the Swart Dogs. Sponsored by John Deere. I think that's awesome. The robots should be more green and yellow, but keep building them though you're building them. You're obviously doing something right.
All right, up next, our 6th-ranked team is Team 148.
From Greenville, Texas, Greenville High School, it's the Robo Wranglers. 12-5 overall with the finalists at the Alamo Regional.
So, with Vader, the Robo Wranglers took the field in San Antonio. With a couple of rocky matches, the Wranglers had some spectacular matches as well, scoring 200 points in one match. Finished 7th with an 8-3 record. Cruised through the quarterfinals with 24-68 and 27-89. But we're stopped in the finals against the tough alliance of 118, 624, and 30-08. This Innovation and Control Award and Finalist Award winning team will get to compete again next weekend in Dallas and then at the Lone Star Regional in April. With some awesome facilities at Greenville High School and a practice robot, expect 148 to be in the top 3 at Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone knows from watching Bill Blitz and just having JVN run in general, he preaches iteration. That's his process. Make it better, make it better, make it better, never stop. So 148 is making the robot better right now. Like Mike said, a little rocky to start with at the Alamo, but there's no team in first that I expect more out of as far as iteration goes than 148. So see them in the top 3 at Dallas certainly won't be a surprise, and we'll see if they can continue to move up the top 25. Debuting at number 6 is certainly nothing to be to be down about.
All right, so that's our little break time. We're going to do a little Mar recap.
Want Mar recap action?
All right, go ahead.
I apologize, we forgot.
We also got a little email about Mount Olive from Stephen, so we can read that when we get there.
All right.
So go ahead.
So Team 2590 seeded first overall of the 40 teams that competed at H&H this weekend. They selected 341 Miss Daisy, the number 9 seed, and added 272 the Cyber Crusaders and coasted into the finals. They faced the number 3 seed of perennial powerhouse Team 25, Ritter Robotics, 1647 and 2234. They gave it all they could, but Nemesis, Daisy, and 272 were just too much to handle. There were some great matches. If you can catch them on YouTube, definitely give that a look. And congratulations as well to Team 1218 on their District Chairman's Award. Mike's team from Philly. What?
1218?
1218, Johnson & Johnson, Springside, Chestnut Hill Academy.
You have a problem.
District Chairman's Award winners.
All right, Mount Olive. Mount Olive team saw 12 qualification matches with 1403 Cougar Robotics coming out as the number 1 seed with a record of 11-1. They used the number 1 seed to select 222 and 4285. Stumbled slightly in semifinals match 2, but persevered and made the finals. There they faced the number 3 alliance of 75-56 and 25-77. The number 3 seed played some great defense and were able to upset the number 1 alliance in straight matches. The matches were heated, but they're also really exciting, especially when you see an upset. I'll give them a look. Congratulations also to Team 1676, the Pascack Pioneers, on their District Chairman's Award. And for the email from Steven, qualifications about Mount Olive as well. Qualifications had their hiccups, but at the end of the day, Saturday, things went smooth as silk. All right. Due to impending snow that was totally avoided, a hard limit of being finished by 3 p.m. Sunday was put in place. Made it through 70 qualification matches on Saturday, finished up the last 6 on Sunday, and then went to eliminations. 1403 with the Simbot SS inspired robot and 1923 were on fire all day, with 75 being one of the most consistent performers. 11 and 1676 both struggled early on, but eventually got it together and reached a point of strong consistency. 222 Tigertrons had a consistent 2-ball auto, and it placed a Tiger Pelt on Pit Neighbor's 1403's robot. Sunday morning. Line selections had 1403 selecting 222 and second seeded 1923 selecting the host team 11. 75 chose other consistent performer 56 who had one of the top intakes and consistent trust shots at the regional. Despite some stressful hiccups in quarterfinals, aka why the event never happened, and semifinals 75, 56, and 25-77 had a consistent autonomous as well as a solid 3 assists and trust and 1-point goal scoring strategy that propelled them over 1403, 222, and 4285, who seemed to struggle with consistent trust high goal scores. Unfortunately, leading to 222's first defeat in Mount Olive, 75 also took home engineering inspiration, with 1676 receiving a much-deserved Chairman's Award. I think it can be also safely said that 1403 have risen to be one of the top teams to never win an event.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Stephen.
I need to do a quick shout-out to Cougar Robotics 1403. I didn't know that you had never won an event. Now I feel especially bad. I really thought we were going to have Chesapeake in 2011. 1403, 88 and us. We had a great alliance. But I agree with the sentiment there that 1403 is a great team, and they certainly deserve a win here sooner rather than later. I'm not sure what happened at Mount Olive, but everyone seems kind of meh about it.
Murmur. Amy, we said Greenville just for you because you told us.
I so did.
Greenville,
Greenville,
Texas.
Texas. Greenville High School. It's the Robo Wranglers.
We're in. We'll never get that one wrong again.
Yeah, okay. Cute kid. We'll find a way to mess it up, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. All right, so what else we got?
So our Michigan correspondent, Squeaky Pig on Chief Delphi, Michael, has provided us with also some great information on what's going on in Michigan this coming week. So we use his breakdown to talk about Southfield and Centerline. Now we're going to talk about Kettering and Gull Lake. So for the first time in a long time, Kettering District has held Week 2 instead of Week 1. It actually started as a kind of kickoff for regional or event. I remember that. So this means better competition and more strategy. As seen in previous tournaments, some not as well-known teams probably showed their heads in some amazing matches at this competition. Assuming that 70 more Martians have built twins with 494, the Martians again this year, they will be a top contender at Kettering. With a 4-stem-powered shooter, they'll be able to implement strategies that an alliance can find very appealing for eliminations. I see them ranking in the top 8, but being picked up very early before they get a chance to form their own alliance. Team 314, Megatron Oracles have showcased some of their shooter prototype capabilities. Being able to score from under the truss can see them a top spot in the picking order. If a 5-foot robot finds a way in front of that machine, however, they might be shut down. I don't expect hard defense like this until elimination, so they'll still see it very high. 503, Frog Force looks to make a triumphant return as a top contender this year after a slew of missed opportunities and unfinished robots. If they have their shooting and the high goal mastered by now, see them as a top contending team. Otherwise, a high first pick for trust shooting. The last powerhouse to look out for is the one and only rookie Hammerbot from 2008, Team 2337, the Engine Nerds. Can't say exactly what they have designed this year, but this is their type of game. See them to seed number 1 by a landslide at Kettering, and if the machine doesn't come into too much trouble, they should be all set. With 16 rookies, expect them to be paired up with some of these top teams, implementing high-tier strategies and defensive maneuvers.
All right, so that is Kettering. Up next, we have Gull Lake. So let me preface this evaluation with this. I don't know Westside teams very well. What I do know are the teams who have shown up to Michigan State Championships year after year from the West Side and just impressed the crap out of me. Team 830 Rat Pack showed up to the Week 0 scrimmage in Sterling Heights, Michigan, and showed an impressively engineered robot. They had many technical issues, but as long as those were worked out of their system, which it should be by now, they will have no problem cracking the top 8. The last time 1918 NC Gears made a Plexi box bot was in 2009 when they were finalists in the Michigan State Championship. Wow, it's been going on for that long. Where they had lost to arguably the 2 best robots in the world of 67 and 217. I see them doing something very similar this year with their design making catching look easy. Team 254, the Tech Vikes, have a very similar design to 1918 and will most likely have similar success. If these 2 robots pair up, you can see a lot of zone offense with the easily ability to switch positions. Engineering prowess will win you with the top spot at the Gull Lake, but it's going to take strategy to win eliminations. I see Team 2771 Code Red Robotics coming out with both. This is my underdog team in the competition, and I will make the bold prediction that they are one of the robots in the winning alliance. An often overlooked team, 2767 Strike Force, will also be competing at Gull Lake. They always have a solid crab drive system that will be ideal for this game. Hopefully they will go with it like they have in years past, and with that drivetrain coupled with a decent pickup mechanism, they will easily break the top 8 and will most likely be picking their own alliance in the top 3. And that's what's up in Michigan in Week 2.
So, Mike, thanks a lot. Mike Coyle,
That's
thanks
incredible.
for that.
Thank you, Mike.
That kind of stuff is the stuff we couldn't possibly know without the help of our viewers and our supporters. So thanks again for that. That was incredible. So you want to give away this Vex Pro prize pack?
Let's do it. So,
good drum roll. Wow.
you like
I'm
that?
impressed.
What's a drummer? I still am a drummer. Oh, I lost it. So, the Vex Pro prize pack of the week. Thank you for voting. Goes out to West Bass 23. If you were watching, you win. If not, we'll email you.
Yeah. And you still win.
And you still win.
If you don't hear back from you soon after we email you, though, we're just going to keep it for ourselves. So.
Yes. So, thank you for voting. If you'd like to be entered to win a Vex Pro prize pack, please vote again, or please vote next week.
Bum 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 bum.
Are there any Sunday events this week?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Okay, so voting will open on Sunday night, and like this week we kind of closed at Tuesday at noon. So that'll probably be what we do next week as well. So you have about a day and a half or so to vote. So
Which apparently is plenty of time, which is awesome. 155 viewers or 155 voters. Can't thank you again for that. So before we get to the top 5, which everyone
that's a good question. What's in the Vex Pro prize pack?
So we got some Vex Pro T-shirts, got some FRCTop25 T-shirts, some other co-branded items, some stickers, lots of good stuff.
Oh yeah, it's really cool.
Oh yeah, oh sure,
Oh,
you know. All right, so we were waiting. We've been waiting on pins and needles for the team update.
Boom, boom.
Finally got it.
We need the sound effects from Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
We need the guy set up right over here.
We got plenty of room for him. He would be awesome. I don't know who that guy is. Whoever runs that is just fantastic. All right. So as far as the high goal, being the ultimate goalie bot, that back bar, ball goes in the goal, catches the back bar to a weird spot, comes right back out. How do we solve it? Polycarbonate over those bars. Good solution. Cheap solution. That's going to kind of prevent that headache from plaguing this game week 2. So I'm very happy to see that. What else is in this team update?
Little update about G40, which is
We really want to stress little update.
Not much.
So we'll just kind of read this here. So during the match, teams may not extend any body part into a space defined by the human player barrier brackets, the safety zone, and the guardrail that is either occupied by a robot or adjacent to such a space occupied by a robot.
Let me pull up.
Or beyond the guardrail at any time into the safety zone during the match. Yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'll pull up the pic. I'll do the picture again so we can all be on the same page here.
The pictures didn't help. I still don't really understand what's going on.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. All right, here we go. So, this is the picture that they have provided. See, they can't see my mouse. So, top left, you can see the robot is in front of your player station. The little green noodle arms are extending over the safety zone. They're extending over the yellow line. Not okay. The next picture, the robot is not directly in front of your zone, but the guy's little arms are extending over the yellow safety zone. Not okay. And in the top right picture, the robot is still not directly in front of your station, but he is reaching over and over the yellow safety line. Not okay. So if the robot extends over the guardrail and is in the safety zone, and you cannot be in the safety zone either, that is okay. Or the bottom right picture, which is also okay, is if the robot is in front of the blue human player station, and you can see that guy's little arms are over the safety zone, but the robot is not directly in front or adjacent to that zone. If that makes sense.
So I believe that team updates should help referees. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. Lost our super backdrop. It's back. I think this should help referees kind of keep things, make it simpler for them, make their lives easier. I don't see how this did that. It still seems very confusing to me. The top middle of not okay and the bottom right of okay, I don't understand that. What's the difference? Is just the robot's closer to the person?
Yes, it's not not either occupied by a robot or adjacent to such space occupied by a robot.
Okay, I think that.
So what? How far away is good enough?
Hey, it's just.
What if the red robot is straddling the end line of the blue player station?
What if a robot gets pushed into that? Right? What if it's? I just think it's so dumb. I'm sorry. I really do. The length of a person's arm should not be dictating matches. I understand it. I understand we want to keep human players safe. The rule has always been, if you make contact with your robot, it's disabled. I don't see why it should be much different in this case. It's such a judgment call. Referees are gonna, with all the heat that referees took and all the heat that this penalty in particular took, I'm just concerned about inconsistent calls going forward. If one particular ref feels like it's not a big deal, calls it a little different than the ref even on the other side of the field. I don't know, it's very ambiguous.
This is when's the last game that human players have been this exposed to robots?
What's that?
When's the last time that human players have been this exposed to robots? Never.
2005, you could give directly.
Yeah, but they were disabled as soon as they were on that pad.
Yeah. But still, if you touched it, the robot was still disabled.
Sure. Yeah, 2005. Yeah. So that's what? 10 years ago? Yeah. So, look at it. 2006, you were behind a glass. 2007, you put it through a slot or you chucked it over. 2008, you were behind a grating. 2009, you were behind the wall. 2010, you were behind the driver's station. 2011, you were behind a driver's station with a slot. 2012, you had a little slot that you were completely behind, and there was like almost no way you could get your hand up and in.
Yeah.
2013, same way. So it's just I think they were just really scared of something happening to human players. And obviously we're seeing, where are my little notes? So
there's a note here that I guess is probably worth reading. So we've made a modification to G40 as a compromise between a desire to mitigate the volume of G40 penalties incurred in Week 1 and the fundamental objective of the Game Design Committee of never allowing robots and humans to occupy the same place at the same time during a match. While this adjustment offers some reprieve for human players who reach beyond the safety zone during a match, it maintains the safety zone between the robot and the human player when both in the same area, and stress that human players prioritize safety and avoid the space unless necessary. I respect that. I think it's smart. I understand the desire to keep them apart, but at the same time, it shouldn't come at such a price where it's detrimental to the game, in my opinion.
I think it's so, and this is what I don't know who I was talking to. There is no referee is in the best position at all to make that call. The referees, I think, are behind. Are they behind those people?
I think they're kind of adjacent, but at the very least, they're standing, at the same level as them.
Okay, so maybe they are, so they can see. But you're looking at a 2-inch wide piece of tape, maybe. Yeah. So you're technically your robot and your hand can be 2 inches apart. Mm-hmm. So there's not that much wiggle space. So how much is it that the rule isn't that great, or how much is it that just teams didn't design a good enough robot to accept a ball, or how much is it that human players just aren't being smart enough?
I think it's a little of everything. It's a little of everything. So we'll see. I guess the right thing to do here is give this a chance, see how Week 2 goes, and hopefully it gets a lot better.
So that's G40. Those are our kind of little thoughts on it. A couple of little talking points. If you guys want to send in any last minute things, you can right now. Mike and Justin ITM at gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll hang out a little bit after the show to take some other questions and talk about a few things.
All right. So our last little talking point came in from where I lost it. Came in from Dylan Willems, who's in the chat tonight. Thank you, Dylan. One thing you could look at is how this game may change after Week 1, and how that might set up to what we'll be seeing at the World Championships. And then he's got another part question. So
go ahead.
I don't know if it's kind of a different question. So what do you think? What do you think will change after Week 1, and how might that set up what we'll see at World Championships?
The biggest change I guess I hope to see is that as teams got to Week 1, they realized maybe their shooter harvester wasn't that great, chose a defensive strategy, that they go back and think about how they can make it better, and hopefully if more teams do that, their shooter gets better, their harvester gets better, the game will move maybe more away from the heavy defense that we saw and more towards kind of the eliminations that we saw at Inland Empire, which saw some great tossing and catching. So I guess I hope to see that, but we have to keep an eye on it.
I think that's good that we hope to see that, but I don't think it's going to be that. I think teams are going to see that defense is pretty viable and pretty effective. So if you can get an autonomous mode that works really well and then play defense really well, and maybe not something in between, you're an attractive pick to some people. So, I mean, some teams are just picking an autonomous robot and then go play defense and go disrupt other people.
Yeah.
Or maybe be able to take if you want to do the three assists, then a team that can spit it back out or whatever, or trust toss doesn't have to be accurate. So, I think and I hope it gets a little more competitive, and a lot of teams will get up to that level. But I see it as a lot of teams just resorting, to defense and seeing how effective that is, and then trying to be the best defensive robot, because to be the best offensive robot might be a lot harder, but maybe to be the best defensive robot may not be as hard, and teams might try to go for that. I don't know.
We'll see. So what's the next part of that?
At what length do you think teams will go to make sure their teammates know and will follow the rules of the game, especially G12 and G40? Do you think it will get to the point where even well-known teams, human players, are getting reminders before every match?
Typically, for well-known penalties or penalties that are being incurred often, or penalties that are easy to incur, as a drive coach for our team, I don't think it's an offensive thing to remind human players for your alliance partners about the penalties, right? If I was playing with a world-class team, I still wouldn't hesitate to remind them about some of the penalties that are getting called consistently. And if another team came up to us and reminded our human player about those penalties, I have no problem with that. So I'm hoping that everyone in the alliance is working together, reminding everyone, look, these are the penalties that get called often. If they get called, we're probably going to lose. Let's keep in mind of those penalties and do everything we can to avoid them.
Yeah.
And, so that, I guess.
And I think it's all about attitude, too. If you go in very non-threatening, be like, hey, guys, let's remember, watch our hands, watch where our bodies are. And, and I don't think anybody should take that the wrong way. But if teams are, then that's not good.
Yeah. Most teams are. I've never seen a problem with it.
Yeah.
Most teams are very, everyone likes a reminder now and then. And everyone wants to win.
I think that part of that question is, I think a lot of the upper-level teams or whatever, they're very, very disciplined. And human players, are very disciplined as well. So they may not need a reminder, but a reminder doesn't hurt. Just to make sure everybody's on the same page, everybody's, thinking the same thing, and dotting their T's, crossing their I's. I said that completely wrong. So that's that.
All right.
We'll do the final. Five, the top five, and then we'll hang out for a little bit. And if anybody wants to chat, we'd love to stay. So.
All right, ready to get back into it here? The top five of week one, starting with
6'10".
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Crescent School, it's the Coyotes. 14 wins, 5 losses, winners of the GTR West Regional.
So, hosting the GTR West Regional this year, 6'10" was able to show off what they can do in their hometown. Ranking second, they accepted an offer from the number 1 seed, 13-10, and won the regional in 7 matches. The finals went to 3 matches that we said earlier. The highest score in the limbs was semifinal 1, match number 1, where they scored 207 points. So that is 6'10" the Coyotes.
Oh, yeah. Great team, great event, and I think it's awesome. Like we talked about 41. I love that teams that saw such great success, like 6'10" did last year, world champions, are really continuing that really well. There's no Super Bowl, there's no Einstein curse so far this year. And when 1477 competes in Dallas, and they are building incredible robots down there, so I think we could end up seeing all 3 defending world champs in the top 25 before too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, thanks to 6'10" for hosting GTR West. Apparently they had a venue crisis, kind of, so they stepped up and made it happen. All right. So that is 6'10" the Coyotes. The 4th-ranked team is team number 1986.
From Lee Summit, Missouri, Lee Summit West High School, it's Team Titanium. 16 wins, only 3 losses, winners of the Central Illinois Regional.
All right, so after an amazingly successful 2013 season, much hype over 1986's premiere night video. First of 2 regionals, we're going to get to see 1986 with a 10-2 record. They ranked 3rd, being selected by the number 1 seeded 525, the Swart Dogs. They won their quarterfinal and semifinal matches by an average of 102 points, with the highest being 171. Finals matches went to 3 matches, but they won finals match 2 and finals match 3. Also got some cling bling of the gold variety. So congrats on your chairman's award. Just love the intake on 1986's robot, man. Just the ease of just getting a hold of that ball. I love watching the ball kind of spin inside of there. And shooting is really something really cool to watch. They compete again next week at the hometown Greater Kansas City Regional.
Yeah, an interesting thing about this game and this robot and robots like it are with only effectively only one ball in the field per alliance, how teams handle the ball becomes very, very evident, right? A team that's really, really good at it and a team that's really, really bad at it on the same alliance, it's like night and day watching it happen. So it really, you see 1986 robot handle that ball so well and so easily, and other teams kind of struggle with it. Really makes you appreciate the machine that 1986 and others like it have, with a great intake, and handling the gate piece is always paramount in FRCT robotics, and they do it really well.
Yeah. I mean, they said in their little description that they really try to master the ball handling, and they do. And it's really interesting. I have a topic that I'd like to discuss later. So I'll try to write that down. Remember.
Okay.
So seven regionals in a row for 1986. I mean, 2056 is up to what, like 20?
13, 14, 15, 16,
okay.
17. I don't know. A lot.
I wonder what the next closest is. So. That's 1986. Our third-ranked team is team number 624.
From Katy, Texas, Synchro Ranch High School, it's Kryptonite. 16-0, undefeated winners of the LMO Regional.
So, team 624, Kryptonite, flying under the radar in the shadows of 118 and 148, kind of. They've really made a name for themselves, though. Was team Kryptonite. Took number 1 seed with a 10-0 record, edging out 118 They edged out 118 by 110 assist points and 159 auto points. So that means they had 16 points per match greater in auto than 118. I think the next team closest was, I forget their number, but they weren't too far off. They had like 410 points, and Kryptonite had like 420 or something like that. So, I mean, that's really impressive. I mean, that just shows you how well they performed. Being a popular name here in the top 25, Kryptonite looks to make it 2 for 2 next weekend in Orlando. That's really stacked regional that we've been talking about for a long time. For many teams there, it'll be their first regional, so look for 624 to get a strong head start. They have a nice 2-ball auto, which always didn't hit the hot goals, but expect that to be improved by that regional. I'm also really impressed with high up when they can get the ball and picking up off the floor. So they have like a little box kind of thing, and the way they get the ball travels up a good amount to get into where it needs to go. So great design by Kryptonite, and it's just an incredible machine to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the strategic decisions we made, is we want to make sure that we lifted the ball off the floor as little as possible before it got into our robot. Mm-hmm. We thought that doing anything other than that was going to be very difficult, and 624 really kind of proved us wrong there. They do a great job with their intake, and they do, like Mike said, pull it up really high.
Yep. So that's that. We're down to the last two. So
Bum, bum, bum.
I don't know if there's any thoughts out there, but
So if you're watching the show for a few years, you know at this point we like to say that the drama is in the number 2 spot. Usually our voters are really spot on, and you can kind of figure out who the last 2 are. Typically no one's left off the list so dramatically that you expect them to be 1 or 2, and they're not on the list at all. So at this point, we typically like to take a second to thank everyone for tuning in. We see a lot of drop off sometimes at this point. We're going to be here every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, for the rest of the competition season. We had over 200 viewers watching at one point, which is fantastic. Typically, we don't get above 200. I know last year we really struggled. So you're helping us get the word out, which is awesome. But we'd really like to see 200, 300, 400 people every night, just to learn more about these teams and really let the teams have a spotlight that is deserving of the accomplishments that they've had so far.
Definitely, we really appreciate it, guys, and tell people on your team. Like if you're one of the only one or two people that watching your team, tell your team to get involved and spread the word at regionals if you can. And a couple of things we really loved about Premiere Night is some teams took pictures of their teams watching our show. So if your team's watching our show, send us a picture, tweet us a picture, email us. It's just really cool to watch, see a whole team or a few people from a team watching together. So that's really awesome. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody who voted. We'd love to see that get up over 200 voters next week. And again, thanks to Vex Pro for sponsoring us.
Absolutely. All right, I'm ready when you are.
That's it. Our second ranked team through week 1 of the 2014 Aerial Assist is Team 118.
From League City, Texas, Clear Creek Independent School District, it's the Robonauts, 16-0, undefeated winners at the Alamo Regional.
So really fun to see 118 playing a week 1 regional. Won a perfect 16-0 at the Alamo Regional, which apparently wasn't good enough for number 1 seed. As talked about earlier, however, they were picked by 624, and the Robonauts helped this number 1 seeded alliance take the gold in 6 matches, scoring no less than 95, but as high as 185 in quarterfinal 1-1. Some matches look better than others for the Robonauts, but we were able to see them push through and go 10-0 in qualifications. We'll see them again in a week and a half at the Greater Kansas City Regional. Competing alongside 1730, 1806, 1986, amongst others. So definitely a regional to watch out coming up. So congratulations to the Robonauts.
Yeah, Robonauts have a great machine. It was a little difficult at times. They struggled with their autonomous early, which I would have mentioned when I wanted to mention earlier was 624. And that's why I think 624 had a little bit of higher auto scores because 118 kind of struggled early on. But overall, they have a great machine. They have a lot of hype to live up to with their beautifully shot videos. They do have a fantastic robot. I think it's deserving of the number 2 spot. And it'll be really interesting to see if they can kind of keep this up going forward as teams like 1114, 254,
2056,
1538, 330, 16, all these other teams that we expect so much out of, they kind of enter the fray here, and we'll see what happens to this top 25. It's always kind of one of the more interesting things to watch.
So that's the Robonauts. And last but not least, the number 1 team ranked through week 1 is Team 33.
From Auburn Hills, Michigan, Notre Dame Preparatory School, it's the Killer Bees. 17 wins, only 1 loss, winners of the Southfield District event.
So with only losing 1 match this past weekend at Southfield District event, the Bees went 17-1, earning the number 1 seed and went on to win in 6 matches with the help of 107, the number 3 seed, and 53. Got to see the first 3-ball autonomous mode. As we talked about earlier, they tried 6 times and completed it about half that many times. And will we see the perfect 3-ball auto in week 4 when they compete again at the Great Lakes Bay Region District event? They shot 3, not all hot goal, but they did get 3 in, to my understanding. They can correct me if that's not right, but so I don't know if the Bees are looking at doing all hot or just content with, averaging it out and only missing out on 5 or 10 points.
Yeah, a really cool thing that I was able to do is, and like we talked about earlier, we watched Alamo most of the weekend. So we saw 118, 624, 148 quite a bit. Team Appreciate, all those great teams. A cool thing what happens in Michigan is a lot of the matches are instantly uploaded to YouTube, and Southfield District event was like that, right? Matches were uploaded. So after watching Alamo most of the day, and then coming home and watching the Southfield matches on YouTube, in my opinion, the difference between 33 and everyone else is significant. I truly think 33 has the best robot in the world right now. Their autonomous mode is fantastic. Their robot is smooth. Their drivers are incredible. Their autonomous mode is lights out. It's a dominating machine right now. And as we start seeing other teams play, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I truly think 33 is the best in the world right now and well deserving of the number 1 spot.
Yep. So congratulations to Team 33. Absolutely loved watching you guys play. Your robot is fantastic and awesome and incredible. So completely deserving of the number 1 spot. So we had a request, an email from Anthony. But before we get there, just congratulations to all 25 teams that made the top 25 this week. It's an incredible honor, and just be proud. And to those teams that all competed or are competing, we'd love to see you guys in the top 25, and just make sure, just go out and vote. And so teams that barely missed.
I'm opening it right now.
You got it?
If you want to
I have
get
it
that
right
last
here.
part going.
Teams that barely missed the top 25 would be 17-18, 138, 11, 51, 2907, 2046, and 25. So the teams just outside the top 25.
Another cool thing, and I'll open this up to everyone if you really want to know. I apologize if we don't get back to you super quick, but I think it would be a good thing to do. Every team that received a vote, and there were, I don't even know if it goes that far. There were at least 200 teams that received at least one vote. So you have the rankings of really the top 200. So I'm not going to do it in the chat. I'm not going to do it right now. But if you're really interested in where your team ranked, you can send us an email. I'd be happy to let you know.
Definitely.
So just to show, Team 33 with all their votes, and this will be on the website later. You can look, but they received 61 first place votes. They were on 138 ballots and achieved a total of 3,180 points. Second place Robonauts were 3,066. So typically, when you only have 1 or 2 point difference between the two, that's quite a significant difference there.
Yeah.
So really cool.
That's cool. We'll be updating the website hopefully right after the show with that information. Hopefully with the what's up in Cali, what's up in Michigan, what's up in New England, and we just really appreciate all you guys' support. So thank you for that. And we appreciate that. So, did you want to talk about now, or did you want to come out and come back in and talk about stuff, or what do you want to do?
Let's end it there. We'll go out.
We'll be back.
Cut it off, and then we'll be back.
Okay, so we'll be back in a couple minutes, or not even a couple minutes, in 25 seconds, and we'll see you guys in a second. And thanks for tuning in tonight, and I hope you guys had as much fun as we did.
Absolutely. Thanks again. We'll talk to you in just a minute.
Yep.